It's the unboxing. Oh, yeah. Greetings, greetings, Cardinal Sin Nation. It is I, Cardinal Sin. And today I have a very special episode of unboxing. Yes, it's true. I have not one, but 2 boxes from Eagle Moss to share with you at this very moment. So please pay attention. I will not repeat this information. Let's see who we have in the chat. Hey, Ted is here, and he wants to know, what's in the box? And R.I.P. Ray Liotta, of course. And the Stream Elements bot is here, which is always nice. But if you'd really like to help me out, you can tip me here at paypal.me/GilBavel. That's my tip jar. And if you'd like to get some unboxing or regular old Cardinal Sin merch, you can do it here at gilstore.com. Tessa D777 says, it took all day, but I finally got my unboxing video uploaded. Congratulations, Tessa. That's awesome. So we're going to do a proper unboxing here. And it might not be the biggest thing in the world, but it might be the biggest thing in the world to me. So let's check it out. This first box is from Eagle Moss because it says so. And if you live in a different reality, then you can pretend it's from wherever you want. It's from Jack the Giant Killer. It's from Farmer Giles of Ham. Who knows? But I gotta tell you, man, you're crazy if you think those things. I mean, really. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at what we've got. Ooh, one thing we have, something everyone knows that I take great delight in. I pay extra so that they will send me ancient Egyptian air that was breathed by the pharaohs. Oh, mommy. And it was breathed out into canoptic jars by the pharaohs. And, you know, there are very few places where you can get that kind of service for just a little extra. All right, let's take a look. We have a bill of lading or an invoice or something like that. Ooh, that looks nice. And that looks nice too. But we don't need the box anymore. So here we have the official Star Trek Starships collection featuring the NX-01 from Enterprise on the front. We have some specifications here. The saucer section, as it were. Ooh, that's beautiful. This is Enterprise NX-01 in flight. That is the coolest ever. I really like the Enterprise NX-01. NX-01, anything in the NX class is a prototype. And here they have, looks like some members of the crew. You can see Trip there, Captain Archer, Dr. Phlox. And here we have a breakdown of the entire ship. And it's a good looking ship too. I would be proud to serve on that ship. I might die, but I'd be proud to serve on it. And I'm not really a military person, but wow, check this out. Tessa, you're very welcome. Ted, the old Star Wars nerd, says, now you can live another 1,000 years. I think you're thinking of Doomcock, my friend. So here we have this is called the Hero Pass of the NX-01. This is the one from In a Mirror Darkly, the final season episode. It wasn't the finale, but it was in the final season. And it was, the showrunner for the final season was Manny Coto. And he is a big time trucker. So it gives you all the specs and everything that went into this alternate universe, which is the same alternate universe that they went into in Mirror Mirror. And I think Deep Space Nine did like 6 episodes on that. And here we see the cast or the crew, depending on how you'd like to think of it. And there's Jolene Blaylock. And I have to admit, the episodes in which Jolene Blaylock had to wear next to nothing to be in the decontamination filter kind of got me going, but I'm a toxic male, so. I also am a big fan of Hoshi Sato. She's very sexy because she has her brain. I think brains are sexy. She's a cunning linguist, of course. There's the Gorn. And here you have on screen and all of the other ships that are available from Eagle Moss. But be careful, followers. Be careful, because they'll sell you some stuff from the Discovery era if you're not careful, and we don't want to give them any money for that garbage. And there you have the top. So that's the NX-01. I'm not sure why they sent me the NX-01 book with a bird of prey, but you know, I'm happy to have it, so I'm not going to complain. This looks to me as if it were a Romulan design for a Klingon ship. Because everyone knows the Romulans gave their ship designs to the Klingons, and then the Klingons had their way with it. So it's a must-have for anyone that collects starships. And by the way, speaking of starships, I'd like to remind everybody to please go to my channel, Cardinal Sin, youtube.com/Cardinal Sin, and go to the community tab and enter the Rocket to Monetization contest, because very few people have actually entered it. Whew. And you could be a lucky winner very easily. My good friend Darth Scipio is here. What's up? Good to see you. Tim's Talk is here. What up, brother? And Darth Scipio says, man, that's a massively small Klingon ship. Well, it's all about perspective, you know. I mean, now it's huge. But you're right. I mean, it's just a little model. I didn't spend $150 on it so I could put a lighting kit into it or anything like that. But I've always wanted a Klingon bird of prey, and now I have one. I have a Romulan bird of prey back over there in the lighting cabinet, but you can't see it. But that's going to change soon. What up, Tim's Talk? And looks like that's all that we have in the way of greetings from people that happen to be awake at 1:15 in the morning Central Time. So what I'm going to do is put this back the way it's supposed to go. I think it goes that way. And then we'll put it back into the box. And then we will put it away somewhere safe where I won't be able to find it. But don't answer yet. There's another big box from Eagle Moss. Tim's Talk says, I'm metal. I don't enter anything unless it's the new Death Star. Well, did I say it wasn't the new Death Star? Pleasant Valley Picker PACA is here. Hail, sir. Good friend of mine. Darth Scipio says, I always loved the Klingon ship over Enterprise in the original series. Pleasant Valley Picker PA says, tired and pissed, just got off of Clobby's stream. Well, I hope that you will both attend the Cardinal and Friends Trivia Smackdown, which happens to be tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central. And we're going to talk about comics. We're going to talk about Star Trek. We're going to talk about Star Wars, pop culture, genre fiction. You name it, the sky is the limit. All right. I'm going to have to back things up a little bit. By the way, I never unboxed my my lightsaber stand. And I know that you're all familiar with Jenny Agutter, but I have a red lightsaber that is keeping her company, as it were. So that's nice. So let's go ahead and do number 2 and see what Eagle Moss has for us in this box. And welcome all night owls. Just remember, the owls are not what they seem. Phenomena. Okay, I'm going to save this ancient Egyptian air for later because I've already had some, and frankly, I'm way high from that, so bill of lading goes away. Oh man, you guys are gonna love this. This is so cool. Okay, so first of all, let's just get the one thing out of the way first. And here we have a Klingon D5. Which caused the Enterprise a great deal of consternation at the time. Has since been dealt with in the 4 Years' War, covered by Axanar, which we're all familiar with. Whether you appreciate what Alec Peters has done or not, picked a very good point in Star Trek history, or our future. So now I'm going to show you Ghostbusters figures. This one is Peter Venkman. And don't worry, I will take him out of the box. Clutch your pearls, I know. And here we have Ray Stantz. Gonna have to make some room. No room, no room. What do you mean no room? And we have Egon Spengler. And we have another beautiful magazine about the NX-01. I wonder, is it the same magazine? Oh, this is all about the ISS Enterprise, the Imperial starship from In a Scanner Darkly, the season 4 episodes, a 2-episode arc that was really good as any Star Trek that they're putting out these days for certain. You get to see some other photos of the Discovery cast in their Mirror Universe counterparts. And let's see. Pleasant Valley Picker CA says, glad I am a night owl. And also, did you pass my address to Cameron? Of course I did. What do you take me for? Darcipio just left Yellow Flash Stream. That Anna never fails to bore the hell out of anyone. Everyone. You're absolutely right. I can't stand her. Pleasant Valley Picker CA says, I love the D5. Coolest ship after the Enterprise. I think you're right. And you must love the Klingon ships. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, TWTG content is in the house. How cool is that? We've got like the best audience of night owls there is. So this is the blueprints for the ISS NX-01, which was a warship. And another of my great friends is here. Maria from Tea and Telly. And she says, oh my God, my cat is going to wake me up soon. LOL, past my bedtime, but I thought I'd say hi. Well, thank you. And hi. And I appreciate your attendance and your interest. Thank you very much. Pleasant Valley Picker CA says, to me, the original Enterprise and D7 are the best starships ever. And Scogli, I think, agrees, as I do. I mean, there have to be other ships, right? But it's a pretty good ship. I would serve aboard that ship in a heartbeat. Artificial gravity, deck plating, kill a Gorn with the gravity plating. And there you see James Cromwell, who returned to the role to portray the man that invented warp drive. Right there. Zephram Cochrane. And in Enterprise, they talk about how there are primary schools named after him and Captain Archer. And Captain Archer is pretty blasé about that. Of course, in the Imperial starship, we have an alternate history where we landed on the moon and claimed it for Earth. And the Vulcans are under our thumb. There's also a really nice picture here of Captain Archer in the uniforms that he found aboard the ship that they took away from the Tholians, which was a ship from the future. It wasn't the Reliant, but it was something similar to that. Somebody in the chat, I'm sure, will mention what that was. And here you see Captain Archer dominating over T'Pol, because the Vulcans are pacifists, and they held us back for so long that we just decided to take them over. And this is a beautiful hero shot of the NX-01 on screen. And of course, the back on the reverse side. This is a wonderful looking little catalog. And I'm going to put it over here with all the other ones that I have. So let's go ahead, and before we dig into the Ghostbusters goodness, let's say hello to everybody else who's here. We did say hi to TWTG Content and Maria with T and Telly. And we got Pleasant Valley Picker CA. Thanks, Sin. Just want to be sure. We'll keep checking my mailbox. You do that. Whoa. Darth Scipio says, Vader's Star Destroyer is very cool too. I cannot argue with that. That's true. Maria says that looks like thick quality paper. It is. It is a glossy paper. Very nice. Hey, look who's here. Son of a red shirt. Cardinal Sin. Hey, pal. Hope you're well. Are we doing a fun unboxing? Very cool. Yes, we are, as a matter of fact. But we're not done yet. Don't put on the brakes. We're going full speed ahead. So I want to open this Egon Spengler Ghostbusters action figure, which I know makes everybody like clutch their pearls and go, no, don't do it. But toys are meant to be played with. I'm not here to, collect stuff for value. I mean, I played with my Star Wars action figures and all that stuff. Toys are meant to be played with, and boxes are meant to be opened. Am I right in the chat? If you think I'm right, put in a 1. If you think I'm wrong, put in a 0. And they included some sort of temporal anomaly. And Ecto-1, which is nice. So here is Egon. Oh, bother. I have to untwist all these little things. God. Right. If it won't go, force it. Right? So here is Egon Spengler, and in all his glory, he has his little paranormal detector. He's got the proton pack on the back. And the whole thing is very lifelike, 1/6 scale. Eagle Moss does not hold back. They do the right thing. So, Egon forever. All right, next we're going to get to Peter Venkman. Played by Bill Murray in the movies, including Ghostbusters Afterlife, which happens to be a prize in my Rocket to Monetization contest. I just happen to have it right here. All you have to do is go to my video on my page, on my YouTube page, and look for the Rocket to Monetization contest. There are only like 15 entrants already, so you're going to almost be guaranteed to win a prize if you go there. Follow the instructions, and probably mail you out something cool. Okay, this one goes the other way. They're really trying to confuse me with this one. I'm easily confused. I don't know what the problem is, but wow. Wowie, wow, wow. What a set. So here we have Peter Venkman. I can't help it. I get thirsty. Okay, let's see here. So Tessa D777 saying I need to get some sleep now. Catch you later. Good night, Tessa. Thank you for being here. Pleasant Valley Picker CA says my keyboard acting up. Old Star Wars Nerd says 1. Son of a Red Shirt says I dig your Film Threat t-shirt. Well, thank you. That's why I wore it. I thought it was rather fashionable. Skogly Jotun says 1. Pleasant Valley Picker CA says 1. Maria with Tea and Telly says 1. Darth Scipio says, that's why you buy 2 samples of each collectible. One to put away and the other to play with. Well, Darth Scipio, if you have that kind of money, please remember me in your will. And Maria with Tea and Telly says, sweet. And yes, I wish I could watch the rest of it, but I'm dozing off. I'll catch you soon. And as a passing good night, she says, nice. Hey, Matt McCabe is here. 1K subs. Congrats. What does it take to get monetized? Well, that's the question, isn't it? You have to abide by the community guidelines, which means Google's rules. So I deleted everything that could possibly be construed as against community guidelines. I have it all backed up, of course, so it's not deleted forever. It's just deleted from YouTube. And I'll get to have another appeal in about a month. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you guys got to keep watching these unboxings and all the other streams, because if I lose the viewers, it doesn't matter how many subscribers I actually have. It's a matter of people watching and spreading the word and getting, more viewers and more view time. That's kind of the whole point. So there's Peter Venkman, and then we have Ray Stantz. We're going to go ahead and open that up. That's what it looks like on the side. On the back, complete the crew. And Darth Scipio says, at Cardinal Sin, I will remember in my will. The problem is my kids can't wait to get their paws on my massive toy collection. Well, Darth Scipio, I think you have more of a problem than I do, to be honest. And Malaya Grimm is here. Good evening, Cardinal. Greetings. Good evening, wherever you may be. Good morning, good night, good evening, good tea time. Happy noon. Happy Yuletide on whatever side of the planet you happen to be on. I don't know. I grew up in a Reformed Jewish household, so I take no truck with these fake holidays. Let's see how I can cut my finger on this one. Okay, that one seems to be open enough. It must be on this side. Yes, okay. So there is a piece of tape there which needs to be destroyed, and I did so. And let's see what's in the box. So we have another sort of temporal anomaly. And another Ecto 1 advertisement. And frankly, I think it would be really cool to have an Ecto 1. I may have to splurge. Or maybe you guys will help me and give a poor YouTuber a chance to buy some nice things. You can always send me a tip at paypal.me/gilbavel. It's 100% secure. I never see any of your credit card information or anything like that. YouTube, at this point, doesn't let me monetize anything, so that's the way that you can help me out rather than send me a super chat. But I am getting ready for super chats because I have help coming, so that will be cool. And you can also get all your Cardinal Sin and unboxing merch at gilstore.com. And I've gone into depth about what you can get there, so you really don't have to check in. Malaya Grimm says midnight in Montana. And Darth Scipio says, those are cool Cardinal Sin. Did you buy them at Amazon or Entertainment Earth? Great question. I didn't see what the box said. I apologize. Darth Scipio, I realize I failed you. I have failed you. Once I was but the learner, now I am a failure. And we've got one more Ghostbuster to go. Woohoo! Because if you didn't know before, this is the unboxing. And everyone knows
it's the unboxing.
Oh, yeah. All right. So there is our 7-second intro song, sung by myself in a duet with myself. And we're going to try and get the Dan Aykroyd character out of the box. But it wants to go both ways. It wants to go clockwise and anti-clockwise. And for the life of me, I have no idea how to do that. There we go. Okay. All right. So here we have the Dan Aykroyd character. He seems to be missing an arm. That's probably my fault. It could have come off in shipping, but it's probably my fault. And he's got his proton pack on. I've got my proton pack on. Tell my wife I love her very much. She knows. And what did I do with the other one? Oh, yeah. I couldn't find the Ernie Hudson model. So for now, we just have to deal with the 3 Ghostbusters. But I think you'll agree. They are in very good shape. They look great. And they're going to look really good on my shelf. So if you have any questions for Cardinal Sin, this would be a good time to post them in the chat because we're getting ready to wrap up. Are there any questions or comments? Darth Scipio says, Cardinal, I gots to know so I can buy them pronto. Well, let's see. I think I got them from Eagle Moss because that's what's on the return address of the box. So I'm going to say Eagle Moss. Yeah. Sideshow does some great work. I really love Sideshow figures and all the stuff that they do. But these particular figures came from the aforementioned Eagle Moss. They do the greatest ships, the greatest replicas of statues. They're hand painted. All of these Ghostbusters are painted by hand. Every single part painted by hand. And do you think you could get somebody in the United States to do that for a reasonable price so you could make a profit? Hell no. Nah, Murray. Nah. But it is a very cool looking piece. And when I get an Ecto one, you can bet they're going to be right there. So, let's see what else we have. Any other questions before we wrap up the red carpet? Matt McCabe wants to know, what does it take to get monetized? Well, I'll tell you. You have to follow the community guidelines, which is YouTube speak for rules. And you have to send them a video that shows them how you make your videos and what you edit with. You can't just tell them, I use CyberDirector or, StreamYard or whatever. Even though StreamYard sponsors this channel, they don't care. They want me to take my phone and take a picture of my webcam and maybe myself and maybe my keyboard. I don't know. It's crazy. They're asking for things that are irrational, in my humble opinion. I don't care who knows it. It's okay if they think so. And it's a very good question. I have to say, Matt, I don't know the answer to your question. I do appreciate your congratulations on 1K subs. I'm actually up to 1.08 subscribers now. But as luck would have it, they told me how to create a video appeal. I did so. I followed all the instructions, and it wasn't good enough. They struck it down a day later, which was yesterday. So I have everything I need. I have all the viewers and all the view hours and all that kind of stuff. But next month, if I don't, and I have satisfied their community guidelines, well, that's just going to be tough shit for me. Or tough beans, as Ari used to say. Oh, look who we have here. It's Angela Straven. Hail. Good to see you. So, it's complicated. That's the only thing that I can say. There's no easy road to monetization. Even if you get all the view hours you're supposed to have, even if you get all the subscribers you're supposed to have, there are these community guidelines. And it's kind of like if you're a director and you're submitting your film to the MPAA. They don't tell you, here's what you need to edit out so it won't be rated R or rated X or whatever. They just tell you, cut it and come back. And you resubmit your film, and they still give you an X rating, and, etc., etc., etc. Well, that's not how I, as Cardinal Sin, do business. I prefer, frankly, to be upfront and have someone tell me, if they don't like my work, then just tell me what about it bothers you, and I'll delete it. I've deleted entire playlists from my channel, and I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to everyone that was looking forward to a video that I had to delete. But I've done everything that I could possibly think of, and it's up to Google and YouTube at this point to decide whether I'm worthy. Really, if I'm worthy. And, if I'm not, then, fuck those guys, frankly. And if I am, well, then you can send me some super chats. Maybe we'll do lunch, do coffee, I don't know. Have a drink, something like that. Go to Vegas. Boat drinks, as they say. I don't know. So we've got Hail All. Brandon, the anime guy, is here. He says, holy cow, you're all up late. Well, Brandon, I got news for you, my friend. You are up late. So there you go. He goes on to say, Top Gun, Maverick, I assume, is worth it. Always worth it. I've heard very good things about Top Gun. Maverick, I haven't actually seen the original Top Gun, but I've heard that it doesn't matter if you haven't. You just buy a ticket, walk into the theater, and watch Top Gun Maverick, and it's a very, very good film. And who am I to disagree? I don't know. I haven't seen it. And Brandon says, and now I've got to drive back out to the farm. Happy driving. Happy driving. Be careful. It's dark out. Angelus Draven says, I'm at work. This isn't late. Okay, well, that's good. Sometimes I do an unboxing in the middle of the night. Sometimes I'll do one in the middle of the afternoon. It's a matter of what just takes me. And when they deliver stuff to my front door, then I'll look at it and decide, maybe I should do an unboxing. Sometimes I wait until there's lots of stuff to unbox. But these two were fairly light. I knew that there wasn't, mountains of stuff. And to be honest, the ones where there's mountains of stuff aren't as entertaining as the ones where there's just a couple of things. So, be safe, be careful at work. If you'd like to tip me, you can do so here at paypal.me/GilBavel. And please do take advantage of the very cool merch that you can find at gilstore.com. I have unboxing merch. I have Into the Fringe merch. I have I Am Not a Number merch. I have cups, tumblers, mugs, everything you can possibly think of, hoodies, sweatshirts. You think you want it? I've got it. So go to gilstore.com for all of your Cardinal Sin needs. And I'll stop talking like Christopher Walken now. Hey, Dave G. Sound is here. And he says, hi, Gil. Hi, Dave. I'm sorry. I can't do that, Dave. So, since you're all here, I do have a question. And I am reverting to my Christopher Walken just because it's fun. And a lot of people, they say they enjoy it. I don't know. I'm lost. maybe sometimes, but never all the time. But the question is, do you enjoy these unboxing videos? If you do, please put a 1 in the chat. If you're not so hot on the unboxing, put a 0 in the chat. Let me know how you feel. I think that I saw the lovely Sherry in here earlier. And whoever is still in here, please help me out and let me know if you think that the unboxing is fulfilling for you. Because I've had some negative feedback, believe it or not. And it was, every time you do an unboxing, it's supposed to be something that you've bought. And I disagree, because there are many YouTubers that get sent entire computers, MacBook Pro or MacBook Air or, MacBook Barbecue, whatever they're fucking called. They get sent these things to, review and I would love to get a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air or a MacBook Barbecue, whatever. But I don't think they're going to send one to me. But it's very strange. Son of a Red Shirt says Dave G Sound is not here, and he says I am here, but where do you put it all? And Scogli says I like the unboxings. Well, thank you, Scogli. I appreciate the support, brother. I really do. And God forbid that you should get into a car accident, but if you do, I'm going to make you come on back. Come on back. Come on back. I can't drive a car, but you can. And you're this close to death, but I'm the Archangel Gabriel. I'm going to make you come on back. And I'm going to hold you just at death's door until I don't need you anymore. So drive the car and shut up. And that's where that come on back comes from. I like the unboxings. Samsung Barbecue 25 Note. Uno. Yes, that is a 1. Very good. Thank you for everyone who has attended this, early morning unboxing. I found it to be interesting, fun, and so I thought, why not share it with you? And I thank you for being here. And if you happen to be watching later, after the stream, it's just as important for you to put comments down below, because YouTube really loves the engagement. Even now that I've qualified for monetization, but I've broken their very serious community guidelines, I need a little help from my subscribers, you out there, you very fine people. Please do everything that you can to watch shows on the Cardinal channel you might be interested in. I've got everything. I've got something for everybody. I've got masters of the genre. We're talking science fiction, fantasy, horror, screenwriters, artists, actors, everything. We've got Into the Fringe, which is the paranormal UFO show, which I think I've done a pretty good job of attracting high-level guests. I mean, we had Mike Barra on, who co-wrote Dark Mission with Richard C. Hoagland last week with Doomcock and Gary Ambrosia. So, I think it's only going to get better from here, but I do need your support. Please, check to see if you're still subscribed, and whack that notification bell like you're the king of New York. Just whack it. Just whack it. make sure that you sign up for notifications, because every YouTube content creator that I've ever met has said, you know what? I got people unsubscribed from my channel. Well, I don't know why YouTube does that. But if they do it very much, to me, I won't be eligible for monetization anymore. I'm like 80 people away from getting knocked back into the you're not qualified zone. And I don't know how that works or why that happens, but we need to get more people involved in the Cardinal Sin channel, is what I'm saying, essentially. So, look who is here. We have Bill's Mafia Hitman, who says, I love Into the Fringe. Well, thank you. It's very nice of you to say. Damn, it's only 3 in the afternoon here, but I mean, only 12 hours later. It's funny you should say that. I'll tell you something later, off the air about that. And Dave G Sound agrees and says, exactly. So there you have it, ladies and gentle beings. That is the latest unboxing with Cardinal Sin. And I do appreciate your attendance and your kind attention. Whew. That's a strong one. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central, when we're going to do a very special episode of Cardinal Sin and Friends Trivia Smackdown. And people who are YouTubers on all different levels are going to come. We're going to have maybe some celebrity YouTubers. Maybe my brother will show up. We don't know. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget, go to my video about the rocket to monetization so that you can win 4K, still in the shrink wrap, Ghostbusters Afterlife. The 4K of Last Night in Soho with Anya Taylor-Joy, who is in The Queen's Gambit and The Witch. And she's... I hesitate to say she's very sexy, because the characters that she tends to play are sort of young girls. And even though I know that she's old enough, it's just a little creepy, and I'm not that sort of guy. We have not one, but 2 copies of Captain America, The Winter Soldier, in 4K Ultra HD. These are new. Not everybody knows about that. Of course, we have An American Werewolf in London, 4K. This is an amazing film, and it looks even better in 4K than it did on Blu-ray. So we're going to be giving that away. We're going to be giving away the Viper Mark 7 from Battlestar Galactica. This is an Eagle Moss collection item, and it's extremely valuable. And I'm not even sure if they make these anymore. I've been hanging on to this for so long for this contest to get going. This is one of the prizes that you could win if you go to the Rocket to Monetization video on my channel, which is youtube.com/cardinalsin. It's the channel that you're on right now. And, of course, not last and not least, here we have the Galactica Blood and Chrome Viper. And this is the one that was flown by Lieutenant William Adama in the Cylon War 40 years before the reimagined Ronald D. Moore Battlestar Galactica, which I thought was brilliant. It won a Peabody Award. Not a lot of people understand what a Peabody Award is, so I'll tell you. A Peabody Award is from a show that's educational, that teaches you something. And Ronald D. Moore has been teaching us something for like 30 years. He's an amazing writer, whether it's Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica or what was it, Outlander. The guy is a fount of wisdom. He's got all kinds of great ideas. Oh, Carnival. He worked on Carnival with Tracy Torme. Very sharp guy. Very sharp guy. And I think it's about time that somebody honored him with a ship like this. All right. We've got a few more comments that we need to go into. And Son of a Red Shirt says Uno. And the Bills Mafia Hitman says, love Into the Fringe. Dave G. Sound, damn, it's only 3 in the afternoon here, but I only mean 12 hours later, 3 in the morning. Dave G. Sound says, exactly. Bills Mafia Hitman says, if you're being shadow banned, you're doing something right. I'm not being shadow banned. I'm just, I don't conform to their non-conformity conformism. So you make of that what you will. Thank you. Smash those like you're the Hulk. I appreciate that. Matt McCabe is here and he says, cool show. Good night, Cardinal Sin. Good night, Matt. Thanks for being here. Dave G. Sound says, I'm going to go have wine now and play some music quietly. Well, if it's very good music, you should play it as loud as you'd like. And Dave G. Sound says, glad you were on, my friend. Well, thank you. And Bill's Mafia Hitman says, classic. I thank you very much for your kind attendance and attention. And that means at this point, I'm going to sign out. It's Cardinal Sin out.